thank y'all for coming. We're going to have a discussion about unethical behavior among educators, really focusing in on two aspects of it, social networking side and on cheating, teachers cheating during standardized testing. First thing we're going to look at is concerns with social networking. The first thing that's really important is teachers have to understand that they can't cross the line. We're the adults in the situation. Students are not mature enough really sometimes to realize that there is a line there. Leads to inappropriate relationships when that happens. I know we've all seen a lot of things in the news lately about teachers with having inappropriate relationships with students. It damages the teacher-student relationship, which, you know, kind of blurs that line there and makes it difficult for us to do our job. Also, you know, you shouldn't discuss other students or school policies in a negative manner on using social networking. It's really important for educators to really think about their professional image, to think before they post and ask themselves, is this post appropriate for any audience to read? You know, I mean, would you be fine with a 6 or 7-year-old looking at it? You don't want some people posting pictures of them out partying, drinking, and doing everything like that because it undermines what you're trying to do. Can y'all think of any instances where social networking can create problems, especially from the teacher's side of it, as far as teachers being on there?
Well, I think you have to be careful from our position is I don't get on Facebook.
Right.
I just don't. But I see where it can be a good thing to keep up with relatives and people you don't ever see very much. But
right.
From my standpoint, I think it's for parents and some students, it's become where they can air their grievances with the school system.
Or with anything because they can hide behind a computer screen with it.
Exactly.
There's no accountability for anything they say. Alright, there are, as he said, some positive uses for it. And a lot of people use it for easy communication with parents or if they coach teams to easily communicate with their players. You just got to be extremely careful not to cross lines there. It's an efficient way to distribute information. I mean, I know there's some schools that have a Facebook page set up, and you know, it's an effective way for them to get information out. And it provides some students with access to support that may not be available at their house. You know, I mean, mom and dad may be doing whatever, and the best people for them to talk to would be a teacher, and they may be in a life or death situation, and that's the only way they can get in touch with anybody. Just some general things, I guess, to go by if you're a teacher. Avoid being friends with students on Facebook. You know, I mean, and definitely, you know, even if you are friends with them on Facebook, don't be commenting, posting, meddling too much in their business, I guess. Or, you know, same with following them on Twitter. Don't post any pictures or opinions that would cause harm to your career. A lot of people do that and they think, well, it's my Facebook, I can put whatever I want. Well, you're right, but there are consequences to that. Just kind of think twice before using any social media. The other thing we were going to talk about is cheating by educators on standardized tests. Some of my research I found, you know, obviously in Atlanta they had the big cheating scandal. There was one in Dallas where a school, I think, had gone from nobody was really passing anything to they were at 90% school-wide on it. I mean, it was obvious that something inappropriate was going on there. Stuff going on in Houston and Baltimore too. But it's all increased by high-stakes testing. People think their job's on the line, or their jobs are on the line, and they panic sometimes, and this happens. But you know, really, I think it should be a thing where there's zero tolerance, and people should lose certifications and jobs over it because we're not doing the kids any favors when that happens. What are some things that you all think could be done to prevent cheating from educators happening.
A chain of command of having to get the test, make sure they're secure, pass that off after those people have already went through some type of training program.
Right. Anything else?
I think if this linking student achievement to teacher pay, I think if that ever becomes a huge issue, I think that it's gonna get worse.
Yeah, I agree with that. I kinda go along with what Jason was saying. I think, to make sure that the materials are not easily accessible at all for teachers. And making sure that, it's constantly emphasized from an administrative standpoint that, yes, we wanna do well on tests, but we're not gonna do it in this way. Would probably be the best ways to do it.
Well, change up, they could possibly do a change up of testing, we might, even though we're testing on this, even for this class, next class, we're testing the same material, but change up the test to where they're not the same, to where
Right.
they can't be copied and taken to the next, for the next class.
But I mean, obviously, both of these are really big issues ethically for teachers. So it's just kind of a reminder about them and a way to keep them at the forefront of our minds to make sure that we're behaving appropriately. Some of the sources we have for this presentation right here. And thank you all again for your time and for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.